On 10 at 10, April showers and strong storms. The latest on tonight's severe weather in the Big Country is up first.
Plus a 2-hour power problem. What affected residents say could have caused a large loss of electricity in South Abilene.
And scam alert, how a friendly sales pitch is turning into a scheme for money targeting senior citizens. Abilene's local news starts now.
From Abilene's first television station, your news in your community. This is KRBC, Abilene's local news at 10.
Good evening, I'm Randy Turner.
And I'm Dane Murray. Thanks for joining us for KRBC's 10 at 10, where you get your top stories and tomorrow's forecast all in the first 10 minutes.
And before we get to your top stories tonight, let's get right to 3D Live radar this evening. A severe thunderstorm warning just expiring at 10 o'clock tonight for Knox County. Here's a closer look at Knox County, where some heavy rain has been falling up here in the northern portion of our viewing area. Right there, Benjamin, Knox City getting some heavy rain. The storm moving toward Monday. Each lightning strike in the last 30 minutes is shown, so still a very vivid lightning display up that way. Winds have been up to 70 miles per hour in the storm, so it continues to have some staying power. Now sliding south down into Haskell and Throckmorton counties, just some nice rain coming down, but some gusty wind. The same for Anson, Hawley, and Albany, mainly just rain and gusty winds. Now focusing here on the city of Abilene, we're getting rain all around the city right now. Gusty south wind is over 20 miles per hour, but we have no severe weather. Southern Taylor, northern Runnels County, mainly just rain. The only counties remaining in the thunderstorm watch, well, we just have one. That is Knox County. Looks like all the other counties have been released of any kind of watch or warning. Well, let's move on now. Currently here in Abilene, we have 73 degrees under partly cloudy skies and some rain coming down with a strong and gusty south wind at 28 miles per hour. Now tomorrow, expect 66 in the morning to 86 in the afternoon. Partly cloudy and breezy. Only the eastern Big Country may see a stray late afternoon storm. Dane?
Thank you, Randy. New tonight at 10, it was a scary moment for a mother and her 3 children this evening. Police say speed was a factor in an accident that caused their vehicle to roll over while passing through railroad tracks. First responders were called to the scene of a vehicle rollover near the 7-Eleven gas station in Ty at around 7 p.m. According to police, the female driver and her 3 child passengers were traveling too fast over railroad tracks on Scott Street and lost control. The car was turned on its side up against a rock. Police say everyone was responsive on scene, but the driver was taken to the hospital to be treated for her injuries.
Well, power is restored for over 1,700 customers in the city after a large power outage swept across the area.
The loss of power began in the area of South 27th and Treadaway. The power outage then went across South Abilene, causing an evacuation at the Mall of Abilene. KRBC Shannon Valladolid spoke to businesses affected by the loss of power who say it wasn't much of a hassle.
It was unexpected.
The mall is totally dark.
A power outage in South Abilene had businesses and homes without electricity, forcing many employees at the Mall of Abilene and surrounding areas to evacuate.
We're used to it when it's storming or something like that, but when it's not anything going on, it shocked us all.
Traffic signals went dark, causing major traffic problems just as people were headed home from work. Despite major commotion, one employee says getting everyone to evacuate was easy.
And so all the stores pulled their gates down and immediately everybody shut down. There was no problems whatsoever.
Now when the power went out, employees and people at the mall were all outside. Many of the shops closed early, and if you take a look right here behind me, the parking lot is full, but earlier today it was completely empty. Some local businesses like El Chico say the power outage hurt business, but it happened at the right time.
It affected our business a little bit. Usually between 2 and 5 or just about any restaurant's a bit slower, you know. So I would rather had happened now at that time than it had happened 6:30, 7 o'clock.
The owner of El Chico, Cesar Rangel, says this blackout showed him how loyal his customers are.
Like we had some people wait till we reopened, and we had the people that came back, so we were able to get through it as smooth as possible.
Even though this power outage caused headaches, some say,
at least it wasn't a tornado. It could have been worse.
In Abilene, Shannon Valladolid, KRBC News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. Mall employees heard reports that a semi-truck hit a power line that caused the outage. Safety, of course, is key during and after a power outage. If your power is ever out for an extended period of time, keep refrigerator and freezer doors closed as much as possible to keep your food fresh. Leave one light turned on so you'll know when the power comes back on. And carbon monoxide kills if you use any type of gasoline, propane, natural gas. Make sure to air out the space.
It starts with a knock on the door and a sales pitch. A scam is making its way around Abilene, targeting senior citizens. A recent victim was told he needed repairs to his home, and after the work was finished, the payment seemed unreasonably high. So high, the amount was $4,500. Abilene police say the scammers begin with a friendly sales pitch to coax senior citizens into letting them inside their homes. In many cases, the work that is promised may never get done, and by the time the scam is realized, the money is gone for good.
And on each case, they did feel like they were maybe and possibly being threatened. They felt like they had to go get this money, or that maybe they were going to be harmed.
And you don't have that money. We've already spent all that money, and you can't pay us.
Abilene police are asking you to keep an eye on elderly neighbors, and if you happen to have any information, call Abilene Crime Stoppers at 676-TIPS to leave an anonymous tip.
Well, a man is waving aloha to his freedom after his attempts to escape his alleged crimes are a failure. The suspect was wanted for multiple charges, including manslaughter in Hawaii, and after 2 weeks of searching, he was found here in the Big Country. Hawaii police notified law enforcement in Bangs to be on the lookout for the fugitive. He was located at his girlfriend's house, trying to keep a low profile. 36-year-old Joseph Michael Fry taken into custody into the Brown County Jail, where he awaits extradition back to Hawaii. The investigation into Fry's whereabouts lasted about 2 weeks. Bangs Police Chief George Camarillo says it's not uncommon to find suspects who escape the state of their crimes. The man was wanted on felony warrant charges of manslaughter, property damage, assault, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving. And over in Brownwood, a police officer escapes injury after a driver attempted to hit him with a vehicle. The suspect hit another car and refused to pull over. The driver, who was struck by the suspect, followed the vehicle and alerted police. The officer saw the driver hit multiple mailboxes before hitting a tree and coming to a stop. The suspect behind the wheel, 24-year-old Gregory Lundy. When the officer tried to approach Lundy's vehicle, he threw the truck in reverse and attempted to hit the officer again. After a short chase, Lundy was taken into custody. Lundy is facing charges of duty on striking unattended vehicle, evading arrest, assault against a public servant, and resisting arrest. He is currently booked at the Brown County Jail.
Abilene police are on the hunt for a man accused of allegedly robbing 2 people at gunpoint. According to APD, the suspect was involved in 2 separate aggravated robberies. According to police, a woman had her purse stolen at gunpoint at the Hartford Place Apartments. A short time later, another victim was held at gunpoint and robbed of his wallet. This time, it was 2 men who approached the male victim. Police found each of the victim's property in the same location. According to an incident report, the suspect was a black male wearing dark clothing with a handgun.
Now, your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Randy Turner.
All right, welcome back in here to the First Alert Weather Center. Let's get started with a look at radar. Definitely an active night of weather. This is the current 3D live radar, and the storms that were severe just a little bit ago up in Knox County are still strong, but not classified as severe right now. They're weakening quite a bit, as a matter of fact. You can also see Knox County is shaded in pink there. That is a severe thunderstorm watch still in effect for Knox County, but it is the only county in the Big Country still under a severe thunderstorm watch. And as you can see, the storms range from now just Monday. The northeast corner of Knox County up here north of 82 is where we have the heaviest, the highest wind, the heaviest rain, maybe some small hail, and of course still a lot of lightning strikes. So widening out the view just a bit, just light rain. That's pretty much all that's left here around the Abilene area at this time. The southern end of the line certainly weakened, and we're left with not too much. 82 for today. Our high temperature, the record 98, 68 this morning. As cold as 27 degrees, though, back in 1938. Abilene did pick up some rain, though, today. 2/100ths of an inch of rainfall. Here is a look at your allergy report, and we're still having all kinds of problems with grass pollen high, tree pollen also high right now, and it's mainly because of cedar. Here are your weather headlines. Storms ending tonight. It will remain partly cloudy overnight. There's going to be a cold front tomorrow afternoon and evening, so it'll be much cooler on Friday, and some storms are back in your forecast for this coming weekend. So satellite and radar is showing this line of storms weakening as it moves to the east. Now, we still have a few more trying to build up out here. They could move in a little bit later tonight, but not expecting anything of a severe nature as things really starting to calm down quite a lot. 73 degrees out at Dyess Air Force Base. We're getting some light rain reported there. Southwest wind at 17. 73 out at Abilene Regional Airport. South wind sustained at 28 miles per hour. Pretty much in the 70s over most of the big country right now. Snyder's at 68. The coolest is Jayton at 65. And of course, they've had quite a bit of rain in the northern counties to help cool the temperature just a bit. Strongest wind in the area right now here in Abilene, sustained at 28 miles per hour, but 10 to 15, some gust up to 20 elsewhere. Speaking of wind gusts, 38-mile-per-hour wind gusts just recorded in Abilene. Winds are at 30 in Stanford, 34 in Aspermont, so the wind certainly howling right up through the central portion of the big country. RPM forecast model has a pretty good handle on the storms at this point as they continue moving through the area. Not quite as pronounced as we're showing here, but they rapidly move out, becoming partly cloudy during the overnight hours tonight and partly cloudy skies tomorrow morning. Sunshine tomorrow afternoon looks pretty nice. Then a cold front will be coming through, shifting our winds around. Then we get into Friday, and that cold front will be south of us, but a lot of clouds returning because of it, and even some late-day showers possible on Friday. 66 degrees, the storm's coming to an end tonight, partly cloudy and windy. Once again, all of the counties involved in that severe thunderstorm watch were dropped out of the watch early tonight. Just one county, that's Knox County, remaining under the severe thunderstorm watch. A windy night, though. 86 for tomorrow, warm and breezy. And if we see any isolated storms, they would tend to be in the southeastern counties of the big country, say Comanche or Brownwood areas. All right, so here is your forecast looking through the next 7 days. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, warm and breezy with a high temperature of 86. Much cooler, though, on Friday with a high near 70. Clouds increasing, and we have a slight chance for some showers very late in the day on Friday. And then this weekend, actually two different systems bringing a 40% chance of showers and storms both Saturday and Sunday. And it looks like Sunday would be the day most likely to have some stronger storms out of the bunch.
Okay, so this could happen again.
Yep,
later in the week.
Active weather pattern. April is here, and
April showers.
You know, April showers and storms in this case tonight.
That's right. Coming up next on 10 at 10, a little girl who's celebrating her 9th birthday this weekend.